Hey everybody, how is it going? I keep asking the same question every day. I know it's not a happy situation though because we are all locked inside, but still we can make every moment happy because we are with our loved ones and we are sharing and we still have a shelter, some food, things to play and good, nice, yummy food made by mother and all of this. We should be really happy and we should have gratitude for whatever we are enjoying. That's how the world has become now. Even the simplest things are like the most valuable. We have seen the biggest of biggest people, those who are very hygienic also are affected by coronavirus. Okay, fine. So this is Vidya uh, with our third module, okay, on the lesson the quince tree, right? So as I was talking about children and their behavior in my module 1, if you remember, I would like to repeat the same thing. So if somebody asks what is beauty, for me sometimes or most of the time beauty is nothing but kindness. If you are kind to people, that itself says that you're a beautiful person. Yes, beauty is in the beholder's eye. Many people say that is why it may vary from one person to the other in their perspectives, but still a person who is kind is loved by everybody. So that is why most of the children are loved by all the elders. We don't see them differently, that this is a boy, this is a girl, he is good, she is bad, like that. Children are children. They are the purest souls, as I already mentioned, right? So far we have understood this girl. What's the name of the story that we are doing? Every day I ask this question. This is very important. You cannot forget the name of the story and you cannot forget the writer, right? From the exam point of view as well. So we are doing this particular lesson, the quince tree. Okay, we are doing the quince tree, written by Saki. Saki is the pen name for Hector Hugh Munro, right? In my module, the story, if you're watching the video, the first title itself I have put one quince tree. You can see those quince fruits as well, right? And also the author's photograph also I have added. And in my previous module, as I mentioned, I have even added the museum, the France Loret Museum. Did you notice that? I hope you all. Please do watch the video till the end because most of the pictures I am putting them to the end, right? Let's not miss anything important. Okay, right. Let's get back to this. So far in the story, we have seen that the girl and the aunt were having a conversation and they were talking about Betsy Mullen, right? So what was the problem about? It's about her money, that she's not giving the rent. And then the girl start telling that there is something important in her cottage, and what's that is the topic now, for the discussion between these two. So the girl was revealing one after the other and the aunt is getting more and more curious, right? The name of the aunt is Mrs. Beverly Kimball, right? The name of the tenant is Betsy Mullen. And then they are also talking about Mrs. Lamper, who is a respectable lady in the city, now involved with the smuggled goods and all of that, which are kept in the cottage, which belongs to the aunt, and the tenant is Betsy Mullen, right? And this character and this character are yet to come. We'll see them soon, right? So shall we start then? Are you all listening? I hope you have completed your homework which I gave you in my previous module. I asked you to write a short story with the beginning of you have seen or witnessed something different, something that you have never seen before, and you are sharing that story. I hope you all have done. Yeah, don't worry, this is not that kind of a cough, because I have been doing these videos one after the other. There's little strain in my throat. Yeah, fine, but still following the rules of the virus. That's the way to go, right? Good. Then so they were having this conversation, and the girl is still telling few things about what was happening around. So so now we have stopped it here, and the last line that I was telling that, and now I have got you entangled in the mess by letting you into the secret of the cottage. Veera says this to her aunt. Maybe by telling all of these things, maybe I have entangled you in the mess. So what is entangling? Putting somebody in a difficult situation or something like that. Okay? Right. Underline the word entangle. Do not forget. Page number 33, everybody. Right? You most certainly have not entangled me, said Mrs. Beverly Kimball crossly. I have no intention of protecting anybody. The police must know about it at once. A theft is a theft, whoever is involved. If respectable people choose to involve themselves in hiding stolen goods, well, they are not respectable anymore. I shall telephone immediately. So, once the lady Beverly Kimball came to know all of this, she wanted to make a phone call to whom? Whom does she want to call? She wants to call the police and inform about everybody, because she feels that even though respectable people are involved, they are no longer respectable, because once they are doing all the nasty things, all the wrong things, how can we call them respectable now? So they are no longer respectable, right? If somebody does something wrong, you cannot say that this man is a respectable man, right? If someone does wrong, then it's a wrong thing. You should anyway tell them. That's what the aunt is also telling. Oh, aunt, said Veera reproachfully. It would be terrible if people got to know that Cuthbert is involved in something like this. You know it would. Now she is taking another name. Okay, she says that if people come to know that Cuthbert is also involved in this, people will point fingers at. So, who is Cuthbert? Why is she talking about that person now? Who is talking, by the way? Who is saying all of this? It is Veera, right? Of course, I know you think highly of him, and that's he's engaged to marry Beatrice. I know that it would be frightfully good match, and that's why he's your ideal of what a son-in-law would be. All the same, it was Cuthbert's idea to stow the things away in the cottage, and it was his motor car that brought them. He was only doing it to help his friend Pigginson. You know, the girl now says that. Who is Cuthbert? After reading these lines, you must have by now understood that Cuthbert is none other than Beverly Kimball's son-in-law, would-be son-in-law. Okay, and now he is also involved. She feels, Mrs. Beverly always felt that he is an ideal son-in-law that anybody can get, because he has all the good qualities of a perfect son-in-law. But now, even he is the one who said this cottage would be right place to keep all the valuable things. And not just that, he even gave a motor car to bring those valuable things to the cottage. So, but he is not doing for his sake. He is doing all of this for his friend by name Pigginson, says Veera. Okay? He was only doing it to help his friend Pigginson, you know. I forgot people mixed up in it, didn't I? That's what I meant when I said it would be impossible for old Betsy to leave the cottage. The things take up a good bit of space and she wouldn't take them with her without attracting attention. Of course, if she were to fall ill and die, it would be equally unfortunate. Her mother lived to be over 90. She tells me so with due care and absence of worry, she ought to last for another dozen years at least. But that time, perhaps some other arrangements will have been made for disposing of the wrecked things. So, finally, what all she was telling in this particular paragraph? Okay, now you came to know that Cuthbert is not doing it for himself. He is trying to help his friend whose name is Pigginson. But whatever may be the reasons, all of them are in Betsy Millen's house. Now if she leaves the house, every unnecessary attention will be drawn towards our cottage and we will be in a big mess. Did you get it? The girl is trying to emphasize this point. And she also mentions that in one of her conversations, in whose conversations? When Veera was talking to Betsy Mullen, she told that Betsy Mullen's mother lived up to 90 years. So if then Betsy Mullen mentioned to Veera that if there is no stress and if I am taking good care of myself, then maybe I may live for another dozen years. So you all know what is a dozen. How much is a dozen? Do you know? Huh? 12, right? Yes. So she may live another 12 years. So that's what she feels. Okay, if it is unfortunate even if she falls sick and die, but if she now leaves, there may be a great mess, right? And if we have the time to actually sort out all these things, maybe by that time we all will be disposing of all these wrecked things. Wrecked things means all the dirty things that we have in the cottage. They have become dirty not because the goods are spoiled or something, because they are smuggled. They are not taken legal permission to enter into the city or the country. Right? Are you all getting it? Right? Huh? What is the name of the son-in-law? Think about it. What is the name of the son-in-law? Cuthbert. Good. Now, let's continue with the last two paragraphs that we are now coming to the end of the story. I shall speak to Cuthbert about it after the wedding, said Mrs. Pebbly Kimball. So, she said, I'm going to talk about the whole thing once the wedding is done. Later, while telling the story to her best friend, Veera said, the wedding isn't till next year, and meanwhile, old Betsy is living rent-free with soup twice a week and my aunt's doctor to see her whatever she has a finger ache, whenever she has a finger ache. Now, there is something. What happened finally? Veera is now talking to her best friend. What did she say? For that marriage to come to, when is the marriage that's going to happen? The marriage is almost a year later. So Mrs. Beverly Kimball can only speak to the son-in-law after 1 year. So this 1 year will go peacefully, says Veera to her friend. Now, not just that, she also tells that now there is a good treatment that's happening for whom? Betsy Millen. Now she is getting to drink soup given by her aunt, and she is also getting treated for her finger ache whenever she is having finger ache. Aunt herself, aunt is calling a doctor and asking him to check her, right? So there's a lot of change that has happened. Now, what do you understand with all of this? What was the girl trying to do and what happened till now? Are you all able to get what is happening? Let's see the last few lines and then I would tell. Right, but how on earth did you get to know about it? Asked her friend in admiration. It was a mystery, said Veera. Of course it was a mystery that baffled everybody. What beats me is how you found out. Oh, about the jewels? I invented that part, explained Veera. I mean, the mystery was where old Betsy appears of rent were to come from, and she would have hated leaving that jolly quince tree. So, in the last few lines, the girl is now asking the best friend, Veera's best friend asked, so how come you came to know all of this? Then the girl's Veera says, it's a big mystery. Then what about jewels? I invented it, says Veera. So all these things that Veera is telling to her, that Veera told to her aunt, are not real. The girl cooked up a lot of story just to save Betsy Millen from leaving the house, right? There may be one or two few things that are true, but she doesn't have any of such things to worry about, right? So children, when they like somebody, they do all of this. And why is she doing all of this for the old lady? Because she feels that the old lady should enjoy her time in the garden where they have the quince tree. Okay, so now that is one reason I didn't explain the title before, because I wanted to do it at the end. So you may be now wondering, why is the title? Now you must have understood why the title, The Quince Tree. The girl has done a whole lot of things just to give that happiness, or just to take good care of Betsy Millen, who is currently a tenant with Mrs. Beverly at Mrs. Beverly Kimball's house or cottage, right? And she is enjoying the garden and more especially the quince tree. So the girl felt that she wouldn't get a tree like this anywhere else in the locality. So as the story is built up, because of the fondness for the tree that the old lady had, the girl had to do something to keep her in that house. So it was the girl's idea and she could do it successfully. And the treatment that she could get is also because of the girl. So how smart the girl is. What are the different adjectives that you are getting in your mind when we are talking about Veera? Think about it. Okay? Nice. Now, as we come to the last, this is the last module for this particular lesson. So there are so many meanings and vocabulary that you can learn. I have jotted down few vocabulary for you. Just have a look. Scarcely. Okay, we have seen this expression like she scarcely has enough furniture in the cottage, says. What is scarcely? Only just or almost not. So scarcely means almost nothing. Okay. Then impatiently. What do you mean by that? In a restlessly eager manner. So the aunt was trying to know other things and she is getting impatient. Fuss. What is fuss? A display of unnecessary or excessive excitement, activity or interest. So what is this fuss that you are doing? What is that fuss that you are creating? Says her aunt to Veera, right? So that's the word. Raising excitement. It's an expression that it is not the actual meaning of the word, but then it is very much related to that. Ever growing, raising. So the excitement is growing. There is no end to it because she is revealing one interesting and surprising and astonishing fact after the other, right? the girl Veera. So there is raising excitement for the aunt. Smuggled, we talked about it. This is the story was also about these. The important element in Veera's story was smuggled goods, right? So what is smuggled? As I already mentioned while explaining, move illegally into or out of the country. Move what? Move goods, more specially. Okay, when you bring in something without proper permission, then they are called smuggled goods. Then entangle, involve in difficulties or complicated circumstances from which it is difficult to escape. So these are the vocabulary, and one more is there, I guess. Right, what is that? Baffle. No, yeah, baffle. So what is the meaning of the word baffle? Totally bewildered or perplexed. You're totally confused. Perplexed again means confused. Bewildered, you are surprised to know what's happening, right? You're baffled to know the facts, right? So that's about it. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed this lesson. So, but what did we learn? What is the value point that you are getting from the lesson? It's important to be, it's not that money is important all the time. It is the kindness that is more important. And also it is our duty to take care of the elders. This is another thing that we can draw from this. And we also observe that though we felt there are issues, this is little higher, but still you can also understand that. So when more and more respectable people are involved in a wrong issue, things did not come to light, right? So this is what happens in the society as well. We observe this and we get irritated about it. But truth is always truth, right? That's though it is in the part of the story a very small and minor thing, but still that's also one of the aspects of the story, right? Okay, so that's the wonderful The Queen's Tree, written by Saki, which talks about the girl Veera more specially. Okay, I'm going to give you a worksheet related to this, as I'm giving to all the lessons, all the modules. So what would be the homework? So the homework is, see, write the series of incidents that took place in the lesson The Queen's Tree in your own words. Why did I give you this particular homework? Did you understand? As I already mentioned in my previous video, that this particular lesson is in the format of a dialogue, right? The conversation is happening all the time. Now I want you to brief it in the indirect speech, not in the direct speech. Okay, do that, and you will also be able to change these direct into indirect. That will be a very good exercise for all of you. Try doing it. Don't ignore and neglect. Okay, then just for fun, you can also find out names of 5 interesting storybooks for children. So I keep telling this, I keep telling all the time in all my classes, in all my assemblies, whenever I get to speak to anybody, that reading helps a lot. Okay, do not forget, read. Fine. I hope you all enjoyed this video and learned a very good and important lesson, right? Thank you.